How do you feel about the fact that your husband was turned over to an anti-war group?
Well, I tell you, I believe that more men would be returned if the government were handling this sort of thing. But they have returned men in the past, and they have returned my husband. I'm grateful for that. I do feel like that it would be probably in the best interest of everyone if the government was doing the dealing rather than different groups. But I'm grateful that they get letters through and that they have returned men, and particularly mine. We were in no way harassed. In fact, I tell you, they asked me when I think I might want to go back to Valdosta, and we have been so well cared for here. I'm not in a hurry.
You're happy with the way the Pentagon has been handling this?
Everything has been absolutely perfect. I have no complaints. I wish I had something to tell them was wrong so they could improve it, but I don't know what it would be.
One of the people last night, one of the anti-war activists, said, as your husband got into a car, you've just witnessed a recapture scene.
That's baloney. That's baloney. If I am in shackles, I like it, and I think my husband does too. I am very thankful that they care enough about him, that they want him well. And I want him well, and just looking at him, I thought he looked well, but I'm not a doctor, and they aren't either. And now we'll know for sure.
Does your husband feel the same way you've talked to him?
Yes. It's really hard to describe how wonderful it feels. I feel very blessed and very thankful. And I'm also sad that I can be so happy, and there are still people who aren't as lucky as I am. And I want everyone to know that we won't forget those men are there.
Would you have preferred that his release not been associated with anti-war activists?
I had no choice.
What about your son? He's coming in this afternoon?
He certainly is. I was going to have him stay gone a couple more days, but his daddy has made a request that he would like very much to see his son, and I have an idea that my boy feels the same way.
How old is he then?
He's 3.
Your only child?
Yeah, it's brilliant.
I have a very strong feeling, and I've always had this feeling, that dealings on prisoners of war, that dealings about war, are things that should be conducted between government to government, and not between a diverse bunch of individuals. I am not a political figure. I am not a diplomat. I don't feel that I'm qualified to speak with authority about this issue. I have, as you know, been out of the country for a considerable length of time. I was in prison for only a short amount of time. However, I was in Thailand for a while prior to that. And I do not want to be quoted as an authority on that subject. I never in my mind had any doubt that my family would make the decision that I felt they should make or would make, which was the decision that they made to remain here. As far as any alleged statements that I might have made, this is the way I feel about that. This will be discussed to the proper authority at the proper time and in the proper place. I do not feel that it's in the best interest of anyone concerned to state this publicly through the press. conducted as well as others. However,
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to do it now?
Well, we'll let her get her. Good luck. Do you like campaigning?
Oh, I love it. I grew up in politics. It's been all my life. I have been connected with politics through my father, and I find it exhilarating, and it's a marvelous way to come back to Alabama and find out what's going on in the state while I'm away. I love it.
How do you think this race is going in comparison to some past races you've participated in?
Well, every race is different. The 10 years that my father served in the House of Representatives, he had no opposition whatsoever. So that's quite different from this race. Every Senate race, there's always opposition when you have a statewide race. I think that the voters are becoming more sophisticated, more educated in learning to vote for individual candidates for the individual offices.